Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, why do I look more tired than I actually feel? Sometimes it's not your skin, not your makeup, not even the lighting. It's your hair. We talk a lot about skincare, aging, confidence, but hair? Hair quietly shapes how others see us and how we see ourselves. And after 60, even small habits we don't think twice about can start shifting the way our face appears. The surprising part? A lot of those habits we actually picked up with the best intentions. Letting our hair grow out because it felt healthy. Switching to lighter color to blend the grays. Trying a trendy bang to feel current. None of it felt wrong. But over time, without us noticing, those little changes can start to pull us away from the version of ourselves we want to see in the mirror. I talk about style, confidence, and all the little things that help us show up in the world with grace, not pressure. And today, I want to walk you through 5 subtle hair mistakes that many women over 60 make without realizing. Not because we're doing anything wrong, just because no one told us what to look out for. This isn't about looking 25 again. It's about looking like you, just fresher, softer, more lifted. The version of you who feels awake, intentional, and fully present. So, if your hair hasn't felt quite right lately, if you've looked in the mirror and something felt off, you're not imagining it. And chances are, it's something you've been proudly doing for years. Let's start with the most common one. The one that pretends to be low maintenance, but quietly drags your whole face down, letting your hair grow long without shape. Let's start with something that seems harmless, even healthy. You let your hair grow long. You think it's strong, it's natural, it's low maintenance, and honestly it is, until it isn't. Because here's the truth. Length without shape isn't flattering. It's just long. And over time, long hair that hasn't been intentionally cut or layered can do the opposite of what you want. It starts pulling your features downward. No lift at the crown. No movement around the face. Just weight, visual weight, that sits heavily on your shoulders and makes your jawline look softer, your expression more tired, your energy dimmer. Now, this isn't your fault. A lot of us stopped cutting our hair during the pandemic. It was easy. It was safe. It felt natural. And when salons reopened, you might have thought, well, it's fine. It still looks okay. But okay isn't the same as supportive. Your haircut should lift your face, not drag it. It should highlight your smile, not bury it in layers that no longer serve you. So what's the fix? You don't need to go short. You just need shape. Start with a few soft face-framing layers. Something to bring light back around your cheekbones and eyes. Maybe a subtle bang. Not heavy, not dramatic. Just enough to create movement and break up the space above your brows. Because the goal here isn't dramatic change. It's gentle support, structure that helps your features rise, not fall. And when you give your hair that kind of intention, it gives something back. It stops wearing you. It starts working for you. And the best part? It only takes one good cut to remind your whole face that it's still allowed to glow. Let's talk about the opposite extreme. Maybe you've done the long hair thing. It felt heavy, shapeless, so you went short. A fresh start, a pixie, freedom. But here's the thing. While the right pixie can make you feel bold, elegant, and fully alive, The wrong one can do the exact opposite. It can harden your features, emphasize the angles you didn't mean to highlight, and leave you wondering, why does this make me look older, not younger? And it almost always starts with a photo. You scroll Pinterest, see a woman with killer cheekbones and perfectly tousled pixie layers, and think, I want that. So you bring the photo to your stylist and say, can you make me look like this? But that photo, it was designed for her face, her bone structure, her hair texture, not yours. And that's not a criticism. It's a truth no one tells you until it's too late. Because not all pixie cuts are the same. Some are soft and feathered, others edgy and angular. Some hug the neck, some lift at the crown. Some say refined, others scream rebellion. And unless your cut is matched to your features, your texture, and your personality, it can overwhelm you instead of flatter you. So how do you avoid the wrong cut? Start with 3 honest questions. 1. What do I love about my face? And what do I want to soften? 2. How is my hair behaving lately? Thinner? Coarser? Any cowlicks? Or trouble spots? 3. What's my too short line? That invisible line between confident and uncomfortable. Bring those answers to your stylist, not just the photo. Because the best pixie isn't just copied, it's crafted. Crafted for your life, your hair, your expression. And when it's done right, it doesn't just change your hairstyle. It changes how light hits your cheekbones, how your eyes lift when you smile, how you walk into a room without apology. And the most surprising part? The right pixie might not just flatter your face. It might reveal a version of you haven't seen in years. Let's talk about gray hair. It shows up gradually, sometimes suddenly. And for most of us, the first instinct is cover it up, make it go away. So we go lighter. The logic makes sense. If the grays are light, then lighter hair helps them blend in. No harsh grow outline, no stark contrast. But here's what no one tells you. Lighter doesn't always mean better. And going blonde just to hide gray. That decision can sometimes do more harm than good. Because not every face lights up with lighter hair. In fact, if the tone is wrong, too cool, too pale, too beige, it can wash out your complexion. Suddenly, you look a little tired, a little drawn, not because you are, but because the color isn't working with you. It's not just about blending gray. It's about choosing a shade that makes your skin glow. That brings warmth to your eyes. That makes you feel like you again, not like someone trying to disappear behind a color chart. And when you pick a tone that doesn't suit you, here's what happens. You stop recognizing yourself in the mirror. You might not even realize why. But something feels off, flat, unsettled. And it's not your age. It's the disconnect between your reflection and your energy. So what's the fix? Start by asking, what color makes me feel radiant? Not what hides gray best, but what brings out my warmth, my eyes, my smile. Then work with your stylist to find a smarter, softer path. Subtle highlights, dimensional lowlights, a gentle root melt. Or maybe even letting a few silvers peek through, not as surrender, but as style. Because gray doesn't have to mean faded, and blonde doesn't have to mean better. It just has to feel like you. And the shade that brings you back to life, it might not be the one you think. Let's talk about curtain bangs. They're everywhere. Soft, wispy, effortless. You've seen them on celebrities, influencers, that one woman at brunch who somehow looks perfectly undone. And you think, maybe I'll try it. But only if it's the right version for you. Because here's the truth. Curtain bangs don't automatically flatter everyone, especially not when they're copied straight from a trend, without thought, without tailoring. See, curtain bangs usually require a center part. And that center part, it flattens the crown. It removes height from the top of your head, which after 60 can unintentionally pull everything down. Now pair that with longer hair around the sides of your face, and suddenly you've got weight where you don't want it. That triangular effect starts to happen. Wide around the cheeks, narrow at the top, and your beautiful features get lost in the frame. But here's the tricky part. You don't always realize it's the bangs doing it. You just feel off, like your face changed, not drastically, but subtly, like your sparkle got a little quieter. It's not you. It's the cut that wasn't made for you. So what's the fix? Customize. Start with your face shape. Do you need more lift at the crown? Do you want to open up your cheekbones or soften your jawline? Then talk to your stylist. Maybe it's not a full curtain bang. Maybe it's a side swept piece. Maybe it's just a shift in your part or a light texturizing, not a fringe. Because this isn't about following a trend. It's about creating a shape that lets your features breathe and your confidence shine. The right bang doesn't just frame your face, it supports it. And here's the twist. The most flattering fringe for you might not be a fringe at all. Let's end with something most of us don't even think about until we notice it in the mirror. Your hair feels thinner. It's lost its shine. It's not holding shape the way it used to. So what do? We reach for products, a serum, a deep conditioner, a bottle that promises strength and shine. And those can help, but only on the surface. Because here's the truth. Your hair is not separate from your health. It's not just something you style. It's something your body grows. And what's happening inside your body? It always shows up in your hair. As we age, things shift. Hormones fluctuate. Estrogen dips, which affects your hair's growth cycle. Collagen production slows, nutrient absorption changes. Sleep patterns shift, stress sneaks in, hydration drops. And quietly, so does your hair's resilience. But the solution isn't just in the shower. It's on your plate, in your habits, in the way you care for your whole self. So what do your hair really need? Protein to rebuild the keratin in every strand. Iron and zinc to nourish and oxygenate your follicles. B vitamins like biotin and B12 for growth and vitality. Omega-3s for softness and shine. Vitamin D, especially if you're not in the sun often. And most importantly, water. Because dry body, dry scalp, brittle hair. And sometimes, yes, it's about hormones. Working with a healthcare provider to support your body's transitions isn't vanity. It's wisdom. Because no conditioner can replace what your body is missing. And when your body is depleted, your hair tells the story. But when you nourish from the inside, your hair responds, not dramatically, not overnight, but quietly and beautifully. So before you blame your shampoo, ask yourself, What is my hair quietly asking for? So there you have it. 5 small hair mistakes, each with their own quiet impact. On their own, they may not seem like much, but together, they shape the way the world sees you, and more importantly, how you see yourself. But here's the good news. Now you know, and knowing gives you choice, because this isn't about chasing youth. It's not about pretending we're still 35. It's about showing up today with presence, care, and a quiet kind of confidence. You don't need a dramatic cut. You don't need to erase the gray or follow every trend. You just need to notice what still feels like you and what doesn't, what supports you and what quietly weighs you down. Hair isn't vanity. It's expression. It's energy. It's one of the softest ways we say to the world, I still care. I still see myself. I still choose how I show up. So if any of this made you pause, even just for a second, and think, that's what's been bothering me, then I'm really glad you're here. Because these aren't just hair conversations. They're permission to update, to evolve, to come home to yourself. Gently, thoughtfully, powerfully. And if you're ready for more of that, stick around. In the next video, I'll share the one haircut that every elegant woman I know over 60 swears by, and why it works for almost every face. But for now, take good care of your hair, and even better care of you.